Athena Dixon. I go to North Central. I'm currently a junior. Oh, I run the hurdles. I run the 400 hurdles, the 300 hurdles, and mainly the 400 and the 4 by 4.
Tell us about what you've done with those things, those different events.
So we went to state my sophomore year. We placed second in the 4 by 4. That was my only event that day. And yeah, we did pretty good. We ran a 351.
Mhm.
I think my split was like 56 something. But yeah, we kind of went in there not knowing we were gonna do that well, and it kind of.
Well, that was the big surprise. I will say that at the state meet, watching you run, and I believe you had to run somebody down, and that was kind of our thing, and it was a lot happening in that last leg of that 4x4, which made it an extremely exciting race,
Yeah.
and probably first time we've really been able to see you compete like that. As I'm quiet, but I'm no joke.
Silent killer.
Yeah.
So Athena, how did you get involved in track?
Well, I was like kind of forced to do something because I think at 7 I had started dancing and I stopped like at 11, I'm pretty sure. But for like 2 years, I wasn't doing anything physically. And when I got to high school, my mom kind of made me do something. It didn't necessarily have to be a sport, but if I didn't join any clubs or anything, she would make me do cross country. So then I ended up doing track.
Cool. So you're new to this. So you didn't start running until high school.
Yeah.
Wow, and you had some amazing successes.
Already.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we still have 2 seasons to go.
Yeah. So
We're
fast.
Now,
excited. We're
now rumor
excited.
rumor has it that you started track for PE credit as a little joke with your friend, and you
Oh
was trying to
yeah,
get
me
out.
and my friend went. I only went because my friend was going too, and I didn't want to do PE second semester, so I joined the sport.
Even with that, that joke turned into a great thing, a great outcome. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so so even with you kind of still being new to the sport, but having some amazing accolades already, who would you say has been the biggest inspiration to you thus far in the sport?
Honestly, I think it's my mom,
Okay.
but
No, yeah, shout out to mom.
yeah, because I don't know, she inspired me to like really work hard, and also the coaches do too, because she ran when she was in high school and college. So like I look up to her with to that and like her successes in the sport as well.
What's Mom Duke's name? Because we know her name, but
Oh, Rashida Dotson.
yes, shout out to Mom Dukes.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. What's been your favorite memory so far?
Definitely placing second at state
Mm-hmm.
is my favorite.
Now that was your first time at state, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so your first time there, and you were like this close to being a state
Right.
champion.
hmm It was like it was crazy. I didn't because when we were seeing the times for the second heat, they were like because we were in the fast heat and they
Mm-hmm.
were running like our PRs. They were running 3:55s and we never ran anything faster than that. So
Mm-hmm.
being in the fastest heat definitely like helped us
Mm-hmm.
run the time we ran and also
Athena, like that was the big stage. So how do you mentally prepare for competition, right? You said you all were looking at the times like, okay, well, they're running at 3:55. Like, so what did you think about when you stepped on when you were getting ready to get the baton from your teammate?
well, I get really nervous before I start running, but I try to just think about like how like after the race and like and like in a minute or less I'll be done. I don't have to worry about this anymore. I could go home. I can get a pretzel and leave.
So, well, how do you like mentally prepare for
Yeah.
competition? I know you said you're nervous, but you have to do something to kind of get the nerves out. So, what is it that you do?
Yeah, I like to stay quiet. Like I just like absolute silence around me and just like try to get into the zone of but I'm about to run. I need to focus and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So you mean silent, no music, just locked
Yeah,
in.
like people talking around me, but like it's not so much that, just like when you're talking directly to me,
Hmm.
it's like kind of
Hmm.
I can't.
How is this like in terms of track and field? You just kind of stumbled into it. What have you? Do you think there's been any like major sacrifices you've had to make because of the sport?
I don't think I made any like sacrifices because I wasn't doing anything before. But like I don't know. I don't think I really had to. It
Hmm.
just like kind of, I think it actually helps me because like
Hmm.
after practice, I'm able to like, I get this energy out and I could like focus on like my academics and stuff.
Hmm.
And like it kind of helps me focus on those things more so than if I didn't have practice.
Okay.
So speaking of academics, how do you balance the student and the athlete?
Well, like since track is a spring sport, I have all of fall to like get adjusted to my new classes and stuff. So I really take this time to make sure I know like what I'm doing and how I'm going to study for these classes, especially when track season starts. And then by track season, I'm able to like I know how to study for each thing and I know how it's gonna go. I know like the teacher, I know how I'm supposed to do this. So I think it really works out with it
Mhm.
being later in the year.
And track is like it's an individual sport, but yet it's a team sport. So, what's your favorite part of being on a track team?
I just like talking to like all my friends on the team. Like I in my freshman year I struggled making friends and I wasn't really able to make any until I joined the track team. I had like one or two before. So, yeah.
Well, it helps when you're good. You
Yeah,
Mhm.
know, it helps when you're good, and you come out and you're like, oh, okay, she can run a little bit.
right, right.
That does help because now everybody on your team knows who you are. Now
Mhm.
you also do hurdles. Tell us about that. You getting in the hurdles, p- particularly. I mean, you're only like 2 years in the sport, and you've already run probably what I consider the hardest event there is in the sport. So you run the 400 hurdles. That I would say that is the hardest event in the sport of track and field, my opinion. But
Mhm.
how did you get into that? How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
I don't know if I did hurdles willingly. I think I was just put in there one day and it was like, okay, you're gonna do this now. But I think 400 hurdles is my favorite event. It's like I like running the well, I don't like running the 400, but like sometimes I'm good at running the 400 and I like doing hurdles. So it's like, a two and one. And yeah,
Get the best of both worlds for
Yeah,
sure.
and it's like you have a huge upside to this because
Hmm.
you've only had 2 seasons running 400 hurdles in your lifetime. You've only had 2 seasons running hurdles in your lifetime. So it's like so much more that you have in terms of growth wise that I mean, we can see it from year to year. We're like, okay, she's way better than what she was. And I'm going to say this as your first hurdle coach. You've come a very long way
Oh yes, oh
when
yes.
thank
it comes to the hurdles.
Oh, if we
And-
had the video camera, or if we had our phone out recording.
Oh, I know. We had some days, but I tell you what, there's a lot there. Um, yeah, for you to grow from.
How do you, Athena, how do you handle setbacks, right? You know, in life we have setbacks, but definitely as a student athlete, there are going to be some setbacks. So how have you navigated having setbacks?
Well, sometimes I don't perform as well as I would like, but like after taking like a day to like, like kind of think about it and just, remember where I am. And it's only well, now it's about to be my third, but then it was only my second year running. So like it's gonna get better. I'm not just gonna be stuck here. Like
Hmm.
there's all you can go is up. So
Hmm. That's awesome. That's good you're able to process and reflect and then think about it. So, you know, with setbacks, coaches are always going to want to give you feedback, good or bad, right? And so, how do you handle constructive criticism?
not well, but like um at the moment I'll be like upset about like getting this feedback because I'm kind of a
Mhm.
perfectionist when it comes to certain things. So like I want it done one way, and if I don't, then I want to just give up. But like
Mhm.
after, applying it or just thinking about it and like how it will help me, I'm able to do better.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
see,
process it.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear, or some, but you don't react in a negative way when
right.
coaches are giving you feedback. That's what's more so the like,
Mhm.
And
you take it in and you receive it, but you got to process. You still
Yeah.
processing.
but you also need to understand that you're young in this sport. Like your 2 years is like that's a baby when it comes to this sport. So it's a lot that you're it's a lot every year for you, and to see the way you're kind of moving through this, that's impressive. So the perfectionist part, that may be something you would consider like when it's something you really, really control, like in a classroom. But on the track, any given day could be anybody's day, and it could be today I ran a 54 and somebody beat me.
Mhm.
Today and that I got better and I ran a 52 and somebody else beat me. So it's like any given day is that thing. It's just a matter of everything aligning, and it goes far beyond just the track. It could be I didn't go to bed last night, or I was
Mhm.
up trying to watch Netflix, or in your case playing with your dog. Any of those things could throw a race off. So it's just like that type of stuff to keep in mind. So in terms of the perfectionist attitude or that mindset, I think you'll come out of that as you continue to grow with the sport. My personal interpretation. But what would you
Okay.
say makes you a great teammate?
Mhm.
I think that I think I'm a supportive teammate. And like, when my teammates have their successes, even if it's not my day, I still think that I still give positive energy and I try to keep my disappointments to myself so I'm able to support them and their success.
Ask you this: how do you handle the pressure of like competing, whether it's high school, nationals, whatever it may be? How do you handle that?
Well, I need to fix it, but it's kind of just a little negative. Like, I'll just say, for me, saying what could go wrong helps me do better. And like, because I know it's not going to happen, but also just trying to focus on what's going to happen and like think about the positives that could happen with it as well.
Possibly the things that could go wrong, then it pushes you to do the opposite. For the young Athenas out here, for the young athletes who are running track or interested in running, what advice would you give to them?
Just to like not give up, and your first race is not going to be Olympian times, and that it's like your time will go down. It's not just going to be that forever, and like the more practice you get, the better.
Well, let me ask you this: what's the most valuable piece of advice you've been given thus far in your short track history?
I guess to just breathe and that everything's gonna work out and it's gonna
Mhm.
be okay. Well, not
Mhm.
necessarily work out, but it's like, it's gonna be fine.
Mhm.
You've won some races. You've competed in some big meets. How do you celebrate your achievements?
Well, I like to eat after races because like I don't know. I feel like when I eat before races, it makes me nervous. So like, or like I'll just feel like heavy and that I won't do well. So
Mhm.
I like to reward myself by eating later and like getting a good meal and like getting a good night's rest, taking a long shower, a long deserved shower afterwards, and celebrating with my teammates like immediately after I do fine.
Coach
Cool.
Ware's giving you the side. I wonder what celebratory
I
meal you
I
have.
am. I am, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna ask.
I haven't had Chick-fil-A in a very long time.
Oh, well,
He has
good.
us all egged out on for Chick-fil-A. Oh,
Hey, I try to help you people. That's all. Trying to help people. I'm just gonna let you know. I want you to know what's happening there. Well, I think if somebody's trying to keep up with you, follow along, what what social media should they jump on to?
I only really post track stuff on my Instagram.
Hmm?
Okay. And what would be that Instagram handle?
Oh, Athena Dix dot underscore.
Oh,
Athena, we appreciate you joining us.
yes, it
We'll
was
have to
so
do it again sometime.
Yeah.
for sure. We're looking forward to this season. We're excited.